When silence breaks, Ahn Eun-jin and Jang Ki-yong's quiet confession that shook K-entertainment. For months, the Korean entertainment world lived in a state of quiet curiosity. Whispers floated through online forums. Fans replayed interviews frame by frame. Every shared smile, every lingering glance, every moment of effortless laughter became fuel for speculation. And yet, nothing was confirmed. Until one day, without warning, the silence finally broke. Ahn Eun-jin publicly admitted that she was officially dating Jang Ki-yong. No teasers. No dramatic countdown. No strategic media rollout. Just a simple, honest acknowledgement that sent shockwaves across K-entertainment. This was not merely a dating confirmation. It was a moment that forced fans, media, and even the industry itself to pause and reflect on how love is treated under the spotlight. A confession that no one expected, yet everyone felt coming. When the statement appeared, the internet froze for a brief second. Then it erupted. Social media timelines flooded instantly. Fans reread the headline again and again, as if repetition might change its meaning. For months, all they had were theories, subtle hints, unanswered questions, and a feeling they couldn't quite prove. Now, suddenly, it was real. What stunned people the most wasn't the relationship itself, but how it was revealed. Ahn Eun-jin didn't deny. She didn't laugh it off. She didn't hide behind vague phrasing. She simply told the truth. There was no defensive tone, no attempt to control the narrative. Just calm acceptance, as if she were saying something that had always existed, whether the world noticed or not. The internet reacts: shock, joy, and quiet heartbreak. The reaction was instant and emotional. Some fans screamed in joy, convinced that their instincts had been right all along. They shared old clips, screenshots, and interviews, celebrating every moment they now saw as proof. Others sat in stunned silence. There were fans who felt happiness mixed with an unexpected ache, not out of jealousy, but because fantasies quietly dissolved the moment reality arrived. When love becomes real, imagination must step aside. And yet, what stood out most wasn't chaos or outrage. It was restraint. Instead of demanding details, many fans chose respect. Comment sections filled with messages like, "If they chose each other, that's enough. Please protect your happiness. You don't owe us anything." In an industry often driven by entitlement, this response felt rare, almost revolutionary. The chemistry everyone noticed but no one could prove. Long before the confession, the signs were already there. Whenever Ahn Eun-jin and Jang Ki-yong appeared together, something felt different. Interviews flowed too naturally. Laughter came too easily. Silences felt comfortable rather than awkward. Behind-the-scenes footage captured moments that lingered, glances that lasted a second too long, smiles that appeared without effort, reactions that felt instinctive rather than rehearsed. Fans argued endlessly. "It's just acting. They're professionals. Good chemistry doesn't mean anything." And yet, deep down, many wondered whether something quieter was unfolding away from the cameras. Not love at first sight, but something far more real. According to those close to the production, the relationship didn't begin with dramatic sparks or cinematic confessions. There was no moment. Instead, it grew the way real relationships often do, slowly, quietly, almost invisibly. Late-night rehearsals. Shared exhaustion after difficult scenes. Encouraging words when confidence wavered. Small jokes exchanged when the pressure felt heavy. At first, it was nothing more than professional respect. Two actors committed to their craft, pushing each other to do better. Then came comfort. And from comfort came trust. And from trust, something deeper. From colleagues to companions. They began as co-workers. Then became friends. Then became something neither of them rushed to define. What set their bond apart wasn't intensity, it was safety. Industry insiders say both actors found calm in each other, something rare in a profession defined by constant evaluation and public scrutiny. There were no grand gestures, no dramatic declarations. Just presence. The kind of affection that doesn't shout, it stays. Ahn Eun-jin's words, honest, calm, unprotected. When Ahn Eun-jin finally spoke, there was no performance. Her voice, by all accounts, carried sincerity rather than shock. She didn't romanticize the story or dramatize the process. She simply acknowledged that what began as friendship became something worth protecting. She made one thing clear. This relationship was not planned. It was not manufactured. It was not for publicity. It just happened. That simplicity, in itself, felt powerful. Why they stayed silent for so long? Fame has a way of distorting everything it touches. Ahn Eun-jin explained that they both understood how quickly public opinion could twist something fragile into something exposed. They knew that once revealed, their relationship would no longer belong solely to them. So they waited. Not because they were ashamed, but because they were careful. They wanted to know whether what they felt could survive outside of scripts, outside of fan expectations, outside of headlines. They wanted to be certain. Choosing love in quiet, not in headlines. Rather than letting their relationship become entertainment, they chose privacy. They learned each other in silence. They grew without commentary. They loved without an audience. In an era where celebrity relationships are often monetized, dissected, and consumed, this decision felt almost radical. They refused to turn intimacy into content. Fans react with unexpected maturity. As news spread, something remarkable happened. Instead of obsession, many fans reflected inward. They admitted they had treated celebrities like characters rather than people. That they had projected expectations, fantasies, and ownership onto strangers who owed them nothing. This time, many chose differently. "We watched them act," one fan wrote, "but this time we want them to live." Industry observers take note. Entertainment analysts pointed out how rare this kind of announcement was. No emergency press conference. No agency spectacle. No dramatic framing. Just acknowledgement. It felt less like a strategy and more like a boundary, a reminder that even under bright lights, celebrities are still human. The truth behind on-screen chemistry. Producers later shared insights that reframed everything fans thought they knew. During long filming schedules, Ahn Eun-jin and Jang Ki-yong often stayed behind after wrap, discussing scripts, motivations, and emotional beats. Their chemistry wasn't accidental, it was built on mutual respect for each other's craft. What audiences interpreted as romance was, at first, professionalism. The affection came later. No scandals. No secrets. Just care. The press searched for controversy and found nothing. No betrayals. No hidden conflicts. No explosive revelations. Just two people navigating their emotions cautiously, aware that every misstep could echo across an unforgiving industry. In a world addicted to drama, their story almost felt too quiet to believe. When fans learned to step back. As the days passed, something softened. The shock turned into warmth. Curiosity turned into patience. Speculation turned into acceptance. People wanted to know what came next, but no longer felt entitled to answers. And that, perhaps, was the most meaningful shift of all. What the future holds, and why it's okay not to know. Will they act together again? Will they appear publicly as a couple? Will marriage eventually enter the conversation? No one knows. And strangely, that uncertainty feels respectful rather than frustrating. Friends close to the couple say they've made one quiet promise to each other. Fame will never dictate the pace of their relationship. They will grow, or pause, or change, on their own terms. A confession bigger than a headline. This was never just about dating news. It was about honesty in an industry built on illusion. About choosing truth over spectacle. About acknowledging love without selling it. Their story didn't explode because it was dramatic. It resonated because it was human. Conclusion. Love, still real under the spotlight. As the noise fades, one gentle truth remains. Behind the cameras, beyond the headlines, two people are continuing their days. Working, laughing, doubting, trusting, and loving in ways that feel genuine to them. And for once, the world seems willing to stand a little farther back. To watch quietly. To wish kindly. To wait patiently. Not because the story is over, but because this time, respect matters more than knowing everything.